I'm a little nervous, Sam, and Jay, about this next segment.
Oh, pray tell, why?
Well, because I'm going to be running a piece of audio that I have not actually previewed.
Ah, yeah, that's always risky.
So I get to torque my shoulder while I hover above the dump button?
Yes, absolutely. So you guys remember Fire Aid? I've been talking about this for a while.
Oh, my gosh.
A year ago, they had all those fires in California, and they had Fire Aid, right? Which was a big concert. I forget who played it, but it's a big benefit concert. And they had millions of dollars. I think there was like $80 million or something like that was raised. They've lost the money. Not only have they, under Gavin Newsom's watch, not only have they lost the money, but the money that they know where it went to stupidity. Absolute stupidity. Spencer Pratt is an actor. Now, you guys remember Spencer Pratt? I've played his audio before. I think he's typically behaved himself. But as far as cursing goes, I'm reasonably confident he's going to be okay on this audio. But he's now, I think he's running for mayor. Spencer Pratt, will you Google that? Spencer Pratt, he's an actor, and he's now running for mayor of Los Angeles because Karen Bass is a blithering idiot. And Spencer Pratt was a leftist. If I'm not mistaken, he was a Hollywood leftist. And now he is like, oh my God, I can't believe that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, basically, he is calling both of them out for incompetence and corruption. And the big quote was, they left us here to burn, is what Spencer Pratt says. So this is, there was an investigation into where the money went. This is Spencer Pratt. Listen close.
We got some breaking news. Look what's dropping today. I have the advanced copy of the House Judiciary Committee's report on Fire Aid. And the report proves what we've known all along. Fire Aid raised $100 million under false pretense that it was directly helping fire victims and then misused those charitable donations to fund political activists, podcasters, and bloated nonprofit salaries and bonuses. People across the country gave their hard-earned dollars to help fire victims, and Fire Aid used that money to fund causes and projects completely unrelated to fire recovery, including insane stuff like fungus planting. 100,000 went to voter participation. $500,000 went to political advocacy groups. 100,000 went to a podcaster that's not even a fire victim because she talked about the fire. And over $500,000 went to bonuses, salaries, and money for consultants for nonprofit organizations.
I mean, Gavin Newsom. $100 million, Fire Aid. There are still people. And remember when Gavin Newsom, by the way, just so we're clear, I talked about the fires. I got no money whatsoever. Podcaster gets $100,000. What's up with that? So the other thing that people are angry about is that Gavin Newsom, he promised that he was going to deregulate and do everything that he could to allow people to build their homes very quickly. Complete and utter train wreck, because whatever he claims that he did not do, and people are having a hard time rebuilding their homes. It's been a year. And people are saying that Gavin Newsom has not done the job. Now, I will ask the question I ask every single time. All right, Californians, you've been screwed by the Democrat Party over and over and over and over again. I want you to think about this. You've had Democrat leadership that brought you soft on crime policies, all of these regulations, which means that you are unable to rebuild your homes after all of these fires. Of course, you know that you didn't have any water coming out of the fire hydrants, right? I could go on. Did you know there was a story? I couldn't believe it. There was a story where they were not able to do what they needed to do to clear brush and all of this because there was some sort of a protected shrub. Remember we talked about that? There is a protected shrub that was, environmentalists are run amok in California. And there was like this protected shrub or whatever it was. So they couldn't do the burns that they need to do because California has to do burns so that they clear these areas. It's like a controlled burn. Well, they couldn't do the controlled burns because of this protected plant or whatever it was. So then the fire happens and there's all of this fuel for the fire. It is crazy. And so California, whether it is Karen Bass, who is just a bucket of stupidity, or slimeball, greaseball Gavin Newsom, you think the Californians will finally realize, things were pretty good when that Reagan feller was in office. You think they'll vote for Republicans in the future? And by the way, I'm only talking about like mayoral and governor and so forth. And of course, got all those congressmen, by and large, most of the California state legislature, they're all Democrats. And you've got the Senate, both Democrats, the representatives, Democrats as well, by and large out of California. So you've also got local city councils that are also Democrats as well. So everywhere you turn in California, they're all just a bunch of Democrats, right? So will they ever vote for Republicans, seeing as how they've been screwed over and over again? Sam, you're smart. What is the what is the definition of insanity? Is it doing the same thing over and over again, even though
it's Einstein's definition of it, but essentially yes.
Doing the same thing over and over again,
expecting
even though
a different result.
Exactly. Well, that is the insanity of California. Here's more from Spencer Pratt.
And listen, Jim Jordan's not done. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And more letters went out today demanding that the recipients of fire aid money prove how they spent their funds. $75 million has been lost, but the scam is over.
How do you lose? Do you know what's so funny? I am so fascinated by the notion of losing millions of dollars. Do you believe, Sam and Jay, do you believe that those funds, the $75 million that's the headline, that was lost, do you believe that they were actually lost, or do you believe that it has gone into the coffers of Democrats and Democrat-run organizations?
The second one? It's like
going into the coffers.
It just doesn't make sense when you start looking at these people's net worths.
Right.
The Pelosi's, the Ilhan Omars of Congress, where all of a sudden you go from worth, in Omar's case, you owe money to people, now you're in some neutral territory, to being worth millions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how else I don't know where else that money is coming from, because let's say you're an investor and a congressperson comes to you about one of their business ideas. Are you just going to openly invest in a congressperson?
Right. And here's the thing. There's also the NGOs, right? So the money could go to NGOs as well. I mean, there's all kinds of places. There was, this isn't the first time I've spoken about this. There was a documentary. This was a few months ago. And the person who did the documentary was trying to track the money. And some of this money did indeed go to some of these left-wing, leftist organizations where it went to them and then they did whatever it is that they did with them. But realize sometimes these leftist organizations, that money is funneled right back into the coffers of these crooked leftist politicians. And the whole thing is, I think there was an announcement from the Trump administration yesterday, and J.D. Vance, who said that they are going to start looking into, they're going to have it's like a department or an agency or something where they're going to try to root out fraud that is going on in all of these different states across the country, and they're looking at it from a federal standpoint. And so I love that. J.D. Vance made that announcement yesterday. I love that. And Donald Trump looking into the fraud that has been happening in California. I've been talking about, all the fraud in California for quite some time now. And Gavin Newsom is just thumbing his nose at the president, even though the authorities in California, I think it was the state inspector that talked about how you've got like a dozen agencies out there that are talking about in California that are talking about how corrupt California is. You think the corruption capital of America is Minnesota? No, it's actually California. Got a little bit more on this. Here's a little bit more from Spencer Pratt as he continues to try and be elected as mayor of Los Angeles.
So fire aid, what are you going to do with the $25 million that's still left? You better start helping actual fire victims instead of lining the pockets of these completely unrelated nonprofits, because we're on to you and we are watching.
There you go. I still think they'll vote for Democrats.
No, they're like at this point genetically engineered to do it. They've been socially engineered to just vote blue no matter who.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about human rights, man.
Well, it's all about also calling out ICE and Border Patrol and, calling for violence against ICE and Border Patrol and so forth. Today it's been a very busy show. We've covered the what happened in Portland last night with a couple of Tren de Aragua gang members who were shot by the Border Patrol. Local media, the local governor, the local attorney general there in Oregon, not even mentioning that the two that were shot were Tren de Aragua gang members. We also have everything going on in Minnesota. There are not only protests that happened last night in cities across America, but there are also a lot of protests that are planned over the weekend as well. We do still have the investigation into all of the fraud that is going on in Minnesota as well. I want to play, you know what? I haven't played all my J.D. Vance audio yet. I'm such a fan of J.D. Vance, but he had something to say about Tim Walz, who honestly, on our side of the aisle, Tim Walz has truly become an absolute joke. And that's not me talking. That is the vice president talking, J.D. Vance, in this epic press conference yesterday, where he was taking on the White House press corps.
And I think we may be in that moment now. Can you comment on his rhetoric and Mayor Jacob Frey and whether they want to see unrest in Minneapolis?
Well, that's very tough rhetoric from a guy who just quit because his fraudulent activities have been uncovered. Look, Tim Walz is a joke. His entire administration has been a joke. The idea that he's some sort of freedom fighter, he's not. He's a guy who has enabled fraud and maybe, in fact, has participated in fraud. That's what this new assistant attorney general position is going to find out. I don't care what Tim Walz says. I care about getting to the bottom of this fraud for the American people, and I care about enforcing the nation's immigration laws. That's what we're going to stay focused on.
And I think
there you go. I mean, listen, J.D. Vance calling it as he sees it. 7503 says, we are watching and people are texting. Is there something going on the Super Talk YouTube chat line that I need to know about? Because people are throwing me notes in the on the Super Text line saying that somebody's trying to cause some trouble in the.
We had a troll.
A troll in the YouTube chat?
A troll in the dungeon, if you get that reference. Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a troll. Tom was trying to troll, trying to say that you're an establishment shill, Mandis, that you're covering for Trump in the Epstein files because of all the evidence that he's a pedophile in there, despite Biden administration not releasing anything. And when I asked him about it, he just started dropping all sorts of insults.
So I'm an establishment shill, and everything that I'm talking about is to cover up the Epstein thing?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's what your haters believe about you.
That's all right. No. You're not correct, Sam. You know what my haters think about me? This is from Angie. You ready? Dan, this is, by the way, one of the singular reasons why I didn't want these cameras in here. Dan, dust off your shirt, please. You have a large white speck of something under your right teat. That's what Angie said. You know what this is? It's terrible for the radio, but
it's like a drop of bleach.
Yeah, it's just a drop of bleach. That's what happened. So, yeah. You know what? Can I just say, in my defense, it's dark when I get dressed. No, it is. But anyway,
I
Angie
think that's more of the outfit in its entirety excuse.
And Angie does say though that I look nice today. Have a great day.
No, I'm digging black t-shirt and Scully. It just says
whatever.
I'm in business.
So the hater on and then am I of the understanding? And by the way, I love that super texters are like narking or telling on what you're doing in the YouTube chat while I'm doing my monologues. You're arguing with people in the YouTube chat.
I was like, this segment on the economy doesn't need any of my assistance. I'll handle the troll. And so I put up a poll in the YouTube chat that was, hey, has this guy ever actually won an argument against us or me? To which the YouTube chat resoundingly said no. And then I had to let democracy play out. And when the insults really started getting touchy,
Oh, yeah?
yeah. Asserting that I do things for you that Amy probably does, which, no thanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Can I ask you a question, Sam?
Yeah.
You know I love you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you bother?
It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny to me.
Oh, that's fine.
I have a lot to do in here sometimes, and I get bored in some moments. And
No. I get it. Listen, do you know how many years I did your job? I get it. Oh, this host, he won't shut up. He just talks and talks.
Never.
Listen, I've done your job. I know. I was right there with you.
It's only happened once, and that's when you took the Benjamin Netanyahu press conference for 20 minutes. That's the only time I got mad.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, so if you want to take on the trolls in there, that's fine, whatever. YouTube chat, I love the YouTube chatters. I really do. And I also love the super texters. Angie, I know that you're not a hater. I appreciate the fact that you're pointing out something that actually my wife pointed out as well, that I have a bleach stain on my shirt.
It's interesting. It's like red on the nipple, too.
Thank you. Mario, by the way, says a black Sharpie will help. But
Genius.
See, yeah, you know what? I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, maybe I will. When I came, in fairness to me, I came in and I had a little thing on, and it's so hot in the studio now that I had to take it off. But anyway, whatever. Nobody cares about this. Hey, Chris, your favorite guy is on Fox News, Trey Gowdy.
Oh, yeah.
You hate Trey Gowdy.
I mean, hate's a strong word.
Okay.
Very much dislike.
Okay. Intense dislike.
Slimy rhino.
Slimy rhino.
Is that the dude with the bat wing ears?
Yep. And it looks like a fixed cleft lip.
I don't know how he does that hair thing that he's got going on.
I know. It's
like, how do you do that every day?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to describe. It's like he's got a big wave of hair, like at the top of his head. And no, I'm not jealous. And then, whatever.
Do you remember Max Headroom?
Yes.
He kind of reminds me of the.
He does look a little bit like Max Headroom.
Max Headroom haircut.
But he's just always a kind of a D-bag. I remember when the Annunciation Church shooting happened at the school, and he goes, "It's always a white guy with a gun." It's like, thanks, Trey. Thanks, Trey.
He sure did, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I got excited. I went on a date with a girl one time, a woman one time. And she
be careful. You're gonna make the haters in the YouTube chat go off.
Just one time.
I love how you had to clarify a woman.
Well,
was a girl. Was a woman.
It was a female. Anyway, she said that she wanted Trey Gowdy to be the Attorney General and I forget. It was a long time ago. But she said, "Oh yeah, I'd like Trey Gowdy to be the Attorney General." I was so impressed. Like, she knew her politics. I was, very excited. I was the only one.
You're very excited by her response.
That was excited about the conversation, and she didn't go out with me again.
He kind of looks like an angry ferret.
An angry ferret. That's you know what? I could see him.
Perhaps a dehydrated owl.
You ever seen a ferret take on like a snake? You ever see those?
Yes. Dude, I watch this Instagram channel called Nature is Metal. And
yeah.
Do you seen that one?
Yeah.
It's hard to turn away when you go down the Nature is Metal rabbit holes.
Nature is metal?
Yeah. And it'll just be like, a monkey eating a bird. It's just like the weirdest things.
Or a shark breaching.
Yeah.
Getting a bird.
Oh, I saw one where it was like a whale had died. So it's floating in the ocean. And the gases are building up in the belly of that whale because of the sun.
Right.
And then it popped.
Then it exploded. Yeah.
Dude, have you seen the footage? It's like the 60s or the 70s when that whale washed up, and I want to say it was Washington State, and they packed it full of TNT and just blew it up.
Yes.
Because they couldn't get it into the ocean.
I've seen that. I remember that.
That was the safest way to get rid of it, or the quickest way.
It just rained guts everywhere.
The land of unintended consequences.
Do you know the AI has ruined everything?
You're absolutely right.
Right? Because you see, used to be, if you saw something online, that's incredible that happened. And now, like, you see all these things and they're all AI.
Yep.
And so it's kind of lessened or deadened my interest in, seeing things like that because 9 times out of 10, it's AI.
Yeah.
And if it's fake, then it doesn't interest me.
Yeah. I wish we could go back to when I was a kid, when the gore you saw on the internet you knew was real gore.
It's exactly right.
The days of 4chan.
Rotten.com. You remember Rotten.com?
Oh, I remember
Rake.com.
Rotten.com. I had that bookmarked.
Oh my gosh.
I did. Is Rotten.com still there?
I don't know.
Hey, Sam.
Nope.
It was
I
dark.
ain't doing it.
It was Rotten.com was dark.
It was. Explain to people what Rotten.com was.
I guess it was just did people upload the pictures or did they go out and find the pictures? But it would just be the most intense gore.
Yeah,
like a guy got run over by a train, or like the cartels took out a guy, or
Yeah, that my generation's version of that was 4chan, and it was the videos being posted, and it's somewhat anonymous.
yeah. But 4chan is still there. I don't know. 4chan was different than Rotten.com. I was on 4chan back in 2012, my lads.
Oh yeah,
I was.
Are you big timing us?
I am.
Okay. I've never been on 4chan.
You're missing out. It's the last.
Am I?
It's the last
whatever
place
you do,
of free.
don't go to random.
Yeah, don't go to B,
Don't go to B.
but go to Poll. And,
yeah.
And you could also probably learn some things on K as well.
What's on K?
That's just guns, all gun stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, something I won't be doing this weekend.
But it's hilarious.
And if you see a tab that says GIF, click on the one that says safe for work.
Basically, every internet meme that has popped up in the past, 2 decades, has originated on 4chan.
Pretty much.
Like every single one.
And it sees itself as the elite image board of the internet, and all other image boards are not as great.
It was better when regular Moot ran it instead of Hiroshima Moot.
Yes.
But,
These words are going right over to
I
you.
know.
This
Dan,
is the moment you completely lost me.
Dan
just so you guys
lost
know,
everything.
man.
There's a couple millennials and Gen Zers out there that are nodding along with us, though.
Like, I remember Moot.
Valerie says there was a time when Trey Gowdy was based. I loved him. I don't know what has happened to him.
That earpiece that just, sticks out of his head, filled with lies.
Hey, did you hear that Trump is going to bomb Mexico?
I'm here for it.
That was...
This is what I talked about this how many times before he got elected. I'm like, you want me to support a war?
That is the war that you want to support, is the president bombing the drug cartels. And it's about time, honestly.
This is the interview with Hannity last night. When did they tape this? Because this had to be pre-taped because they didn't talk anything about the Minneapolis stuff, right?
I didn't see it. I don't watch Hannity, typically. Nothing against Hannity. It's just it's on so late.
Dan says a lot of mean things about Hannity off the air.
I do not.
Oh, my gosh. You
Didn't
should
you tell
hear
me
him.
Sean was a stupid name?
No. I didn't.
I love just insinuating things and watching Dan get uncomfortable. Like, no, I didn't say that.
Damn straight we did. No, I really have no opinion of Hannity, to be honest with you.
He goes, I don't think Hannity's bad. I don't think of him at all.
Mad Men meme.
All right, moving right along. This is Trump talking about how he wants to go after the drug cartels in Mexico. Love this.
We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by water, and we are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels. The cartels are running Mexico. It's very, very sad to watch and see what's happened to that country, but the cartels are running, and they're killing 250, 300,000 people in our country every single year. The drugs, it's horrible. It's devastated families. You lose a child or a parent. I mean, parents are dying, too, with drugs.
Yep.
So I'm all for bombing the... Now, you know what's going to happen. The Democrats are going to be like, oh, no, viva la Mexico. You can't bomb Mexico. And they'll say that Donald Trump is bombing Mexico and not bombing the cartels.
100%.
Because that's what they're doing in, you probably heard on the way in, I'm talking about what happened in Portland.
Yep.
Where, the Border Patrol shot a couple of Tren de Aragua people, and they're not even reporting that they were Tren de Aragua people.
It's insane, isn't it? The way they just lie by omission. And then their supporters will either not fact check them or not care enough to fact check them. because Orange Man bad.
Yeah, it's just to be expected, I guess. We had a tragedy happen yesterday in the Mandis house.
What happened?
Well, Riker has been saving his money for like a couple months, including birthday money, Christmas money, and so forth, to buy this remote control airplane. We go to Charlie Daniels Park, and in the first 45 seconds, this remote control airplane, it goes up into the sky, and it's like, oh, wow, and look, it's flying. And, you know, we're all very impressed. And then it goes right into the trees. So if you go to Charlie Daniels Park today.
It was the Challenger of remote control helicopters.
That's exactly what it was. So, and this thing was cool. And it flew really, I mean, I've never seen these things. So he flies it right into the tree. This is Charlie Daniels Park. There's like,
I know, it's huge. The open space is massive.
And he finds the one group of trees nearby.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So they have my wife and Riker have the bright idea and by the way, there is a crowd watching all of this. Why do you go to, it's like, so if you go to Charlie Daniels Park today, go to the bridge that leads to the new walkway. Go to the bridge, look to the left and up, and you'll see the remote-controlled airplane still up in the tree.
That's hilarious. You guys need to go today and place some candles.
So, or place some roses, whatever, you know, some flowers. So, they have the bright idea, my wife has the bright idea, hey, why don't you go down and try to throw some rocks at the plane to try to dislodge it from the tree. Now realize again, there's a crowd.
Yes.
So I am, of course, trying to throw rocks and knock the plane out of the tree. I am throwing like a now 58-year-old man.
Did you look like one of the Minneapolis protesters with the snowballs?
That's exactly what I looked like. I'm throwing because like way up there. I'm like, all of those rocks. And I didn't even come close. And you know, it's sort of like people are cheering me on. Come on, you can do it. And then people just start kind of like slowly turning and walking away.
The crowd dissipates.
The crowd dissipates as my arm is now like down on the ground because I can't move it anymore.
At least on the bright side, it was Riker that flew it into the tree.
Yep, it wasn't me.
Do you know what happened to me 2 Christmases ago?
What?
Young Bishop got a drone. He was 5, and we went out for the inaugural flight.
Yeah.
You know, we had the sparkling cider. We popped the bottles. We were ready to go.
Whole thing.
He wanted Dad to fly it first.
Oh, no.
Dad put it up too high, and the wind took it. So young Bishop didn't even get a first flight on Christmas Day because Dad lost the drone in a neighborhood over. We got him a new one.
Riker said, can you call the fire department to get it out? And I'm like, no, we're not calling the fire department. They've got cats and dogs to rescue. They're not going to rescue your remote control plane.
You should have called the fire department for young Riker.
Amy said, maybe we should. I said, no, I'm not calling the fire department. There was one of those rare moments that I put my foot down. And I said, no, I'm not calling the fire department. So, yeah, it was a sad day. And so it's as far as I'm going to swing by to see if maybe the wind knocked it down.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I said it's going to be windy and rainy.
Good news. The wind knocked it out of the tree. Bad news. The rain shorted the remote control helicopter.
You know, that's a really good point because it was raining dogs and cats and maybe even a few gerbils.
Yes, it was.
So it was really bad. So, yeah, maybe I won't go to Charlie Daniels Park to see if it's, you know. We made it all better, though, because we got him a Happy Meal on the way home from McDonald's.
Oh, there you go.
And what happened with McDonald's? So there was a local McDonald's
in Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis, who said they wouldn't serve ice and all that.
They have a sign on the door that says ICE agents are not allowed inside. Here, I have
They have a security guard working the door too.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, and you think about that. What kind of McDonald's needs a security guard? Like that city is bad.
Oh.
I just sent you the
It's
audio. So there's a huge sign on the door that says no ice. And so this citizen journalist is talking to the security guard out there, and she's like, well, how are you going to stop them?
Well,
how are you going to know?
That's number one. How are you going to stop them? And two, if I saw a sign on McDonald's that said no ice, I just figured that I'd have no ice for my soda.
Yeah, and funny. Remember, they'll say that ICE is the Gestapo and Nazis running around checking papers. But in Minnesota, if you want to go into a McDonald's, are they going to check papers?
All right, here's that audio from the citizen journalist.
In this McDonald's in Minneapolis, there's a sign on the door that says ice is not allowed. We couldn't help but notice there's a sign that says no ice on the door.
Talking to the security guard.
Yeah, just to let you know, at the end of the day, this is private property. So you can't just break the law because you're a federal agent. It's like coming into your house or coming to any other restaurant. There's rules. So.
Did the manager put that on the door? How did that get there?
I'm not sure, but it's there.
How do you guys enforce it?
They read the sign. At the end of the day, you have all right to come in and make a purchase. It's just there's rules and regulations. You can't just walk behind the counter.
All right, so here's my question then. Can they go through the drive-through?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
They're in unmarked cars.
I would order food, and then once I have my food, I'd hold up my ICE badge or whatever.
Let's also be honest. Any of these ICE guys, they're packing lunch if they're in uniform because they know the people that are in that city, and they're not going to risk finding a loogie in their sub, right?
If anything,
you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you? I'd be going to the deli at the local Kroger instead of going out to eat. Or you'd make sure uniform is off and you are off duty. So nobody knows.
I would, because we know what people do, and we know how
people are sick.
People are sick. You see the protests overnight. Kristi Noem will hang.
Yep.
And save a life, kill an ice.
Did you see what happened on the Ingram angle? So Laura Ingram is out there.
Yep.
And she says, "What are you doing out here? Why aren't you at work?" Right. And then the protester looks at her and goes, "Ha, joke's on you. I am getting paid. I am getting paid." And Laura Ingram breaks the fourth wall like she's what's his name from The Office. She just looks at the camera and gives the thumbs up because she knows, like, that's gold, Jerry. That's gold.
Do you have that?
I do.
Okay.
Let me find it for you real quick.
Buzz, we're being honest, in 2026, you're doing a mobile order. You're not walking up to the counter.
Does anybody do that? Have you ever gone to those drive-thrus and they're like, "Are you going to be using our mobile app today?" It's like, no, I'm in the drive-thru. I'm not using the mobile app.
If I'm picking it up through the drive-thru,
you can't even go to Chipotle anymore without doing a mobile order.
Yeah, you got to have the app.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the apps. And then we had one where I'm from Boston, not Canada, so we do Dunkin' Donuts a lot.
Yeah.
And we had the Dunkin' Donuts app, and like you'd get rewards, and I was like, I'm tired of using this. I don't want the free things. I don't like the extra steps.
Yeah, I finally got to the point. I got snarky with my Starbucks, Kami Coffee Starbucks. I actually, because they know me there, and I said, I will never use your app.
Okay.
I love you, but please stop asking me about the app.
All right, Grandpa, let's get you back to the retirement home.
Shut up. Here's that audio and that video from Laura Ingram.
Shame!
Do you have a job?
Do you have a job? Shame! I'm getting paid right now. Shame!
Thank you.
All right.
Checks in the mail from George Soros.
Yes.